um, I just stopped by. I want to talk to you about you. You can't keep expecting things to go in a direction if you keep on doing the same thing. What do you mean by that? You are creating or reducing the opportunity for growth when you keep on complaining and not finding solutions to your current problems. A complaint is not a solution. It's just a reminder that you're stressing. That's right. It's reminding that you're stressing about a situation that you have yet to resolve. How about we work towards trying to find a resolution for your situation? But you have to be transparent with yourself. You have to say, hey, you know what? I'm messing up here. Not to a point where you bring yourself down. A place of realization, like saying, I can honestly say that I'm not doing my best today, or I'm not feeling my best today, and because of that, I don't feel I can give my 100% to whatever that is. What am I saying? You're gonna have these good days and bad days. My goal, I try to teach and coach and when I do counseling, is try to give yourself 85% of yourself each day. There are gonna be days you're gonna be at 90, some days you're gonna be at 100, but that 85% is that safe place to be in, because when obstacles come up, you're still in a place where you can kind of control the narrative. You can kind of control it because you're having a sane mind. You're looking at things from different lenses. You're looking at possibilities and potential. You're not restricting yourself just to one thing. When you're going lower than the 85%, you get to 80 and the 75s, and you're just trying to hold on and just maintain it. So that for me, that's when you start dropping into survival mode. That's when you start going backwards. Instead of you drifting forward, you're now falling backwards into a downward spiral. And once you hit that 60%, it's almost over. Because when from 60 you go straight to 50, and 50, that's not there. You're just there. And there's no decision making, there's no opportunity for growth. You're just maintaining, and that's the struggle for yourself, because it's easy for you to slip down that downward slope into that 40 and that 30. And once you get down there, I'm not gonna put a word to it, you know what you're like. But if I can encourage you to get into that 75 and then get to that 80 and 85 to be where you can maintain and function, wouldn't you wanna know how? Well, I'm gonna tell you. It's only how you approach your issue. First of all, you have to address your issue. Whatever it is, you have to look at it and face it straight on. You got to stop running from it and thinking somebody's going to come with a solution for you. Remember, it's your issue. Just like you own up to it, it's yours. And stop looking for someone else to come with an answer. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that somebody can help you to see it from a different lens, but you have to be open to receive that. You have to be open to take accountability, and that's the biggest part. When you're at that 85%, 90, you're taking accountability for your actions with the fact that you say, I want to see things change. I want it to be better. But when you're in that 75, you're sitting there now, you're trying to find, why am I doing this? In the negative way of finding complaints and restriction. Instead of you looking for opportunity for growth and making a different outcome, you're now sitting into that settling place and say, well, this is how it's going to be. Have you ever heard yourself, well, I done my best, but I assume this is what it's going to be. Or I'm not built for this. I'm not that type of person. All those negative words, they create boundaries. They put boulders. They put suitcases that you're now carrying. Instead of you saying, I may not have been, I was that person. I try not to be. Those things give you pillars for growth where you can break stepping stones and you can move up from it, because you're not limiting yourself. You're telling yourself, you're encouraging yourself that I got some growth in here. I got some potentials in here. But when you said, I'm not that person, you've already taken yourself out the fight. So the simple terminologies that you use, the approach that you use, think of that positive approach. This is why I'm so gain-ho or focused on the positive psychology, where you're speaking directly into your situation, taking ownership and looking for another outcome that would help you to feel better about your current situation. Does that work all the time? No, but it's a challenge, and you're focusing on ways to do better. You're focusing on ways to come out of this and to that next level, and that's what I'm trying to get you at. That 80, 85% is that threshold that will help you to sit back and say, you know what? I'm not only dealing with this situation, but I'm coming out of it. Because 80% out of a situation is way better than 50 or 40%. It's better than 70%. But our goal is to get 100% out of the situation and to be able to put 100% of ourselves and our efforts into being a better us, or for you, a better me, or better you. But that's not always as easy said than done, because the obstacles that we face are great and they're challenging. Life doesn't care if you're a survivor or you're a maintainer or you're an overachiever. All it is going to throw its punches at it. It's up to you to prove to life that you are who you say you are and you what you're going to be. The longer you keep procrastinating and sitting up here waiting with I don't know and maybe so and if, you're always going to find limitations. But if you can stand strong and begin to step out and say, you know what, I'm going to change the narrative and go start today, then you will see different outcomes. Now, mind you, I promise you that everything won't change like this, but it will change eventually as once you create a routine and a pattern to help you to move from this. All right, let's talk about a routine. A routine that comes about that brings freedom, that brings a reason for escape, is one that works when you feel it in here. You feel it up here. And then you have that desire to make it appear out here. It happens when you finally realize that I'm going to take control over this situation. I'm going to come to a place of understanding what are the limitations, what are my restrictions, why am I doing this, why am I giving into it, why am I accepting this, and then I'm going to change that. I'm going to start saying, no longer will I suffer with this. No longer will I be bound for this. No longer will I look this way and this way. Now I'm going to look straight forward into the situation, and I'm going to find a way to work through it. I'm going to write what I need to write down. I'm going to pinpoint what I need to pin on, and then I'm going to start moving to a new beat. That's right, I'm going to create a new cadence. My cadence is that I will be successful. I will achieve be an overachiever. I will no longer be set up in survival mode. I will make a change, and it starts when? Now. Start with that small step. Start looking at all the negative things that you're saying and try to find a positive word to trump that. You'll no longer say, I'm not that kind of person. You'll say, I'm that person. Or you're saying, well, I'm striving to become this person. I'm in a place now where I'm moving to be this person. All that positive thing is talking about growth, and it's making layers for you to step on so you can sit back when times get high. When somebody said, well, you just not built like that. I wasn't built like that, but now I'm putting building blocks so I can achieve whatever I'm trying to achieve. I will be that person. And you show up as that person. You know, people don't understand that clothes does a lot for people. That appearance of your clothing changes the very engine concept of not only people, but you. If you want to be a successful person, then start looking like what you think success look like. And don't mind, I'm not talking about put on the suit and tie and the power dress. I'm not saying that. You got to feel like when you put those jeans on, you own those jeans. You put a shirt on, you own that shirt. You got to make sure that when I'm showing up with potentials and purpose. I'm coming in here and with the understanding that I'm showing up at the best version of me. No matter how bad or how good things look, I'm going to show the best version of me. I know you would like to talk more about it, but I'm going to cut it off here. We'll have more sections to talk about how we can benefit things and move forward from there. But for right now, let's just work on those small steps. And if you would like to take advantage of a one-on-one with me where we can talk about how we can look at things from different lenses and perspective, and maybe we can kind of cut off some of those things that you have allowed and accept in your life and start figuring out how we can turn this into a more positive approach, reach out to me at james@onemovementllc.com, James, One Movement LLC. And if you need some motivation to tell you, reach out to me, go ahead to the YouTube at One Move 5491. Again, One Move 5491. Look at all those motivational clips or empowering clips or strategic planning scripts, whatever. Check them out. And then always you can go to Journey Junction, the podcast, and check out there. I have plenty over there that would give you some audio support as well. And if not, just reach out to me at james@onemovementllc.com, and we create a plan that can help you to help yourself. All right, with that being said, y'all know I'm Coach J, and what I say, I'm out of here. Peace.